Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of the Knitting Forecast. So welcome back. I hope everybody's doing very well. It's the hottest day of the year so far here in the UK. And I think it's like a record-breaking day for end of April, beginning of May. It's the 1st of May today. And my gosh, it's hot. It is hot. So like heat and knitting, how do we feel about that? Some yarns I just cannot be doing with my sweaty hands right now. So you'll see not the greatest amount of progress again. And I am sorry, there's no finished object still. I've been on holiday. We went to the most gorgeous place in Portugal. You may have seen some footage just at the beginning. And I just had the best time swimming every day, the beach. It was just perfect weather. And to be honest, not as hot as it is right now. So I could get some knitting done. Again, though, didn't do tremendous amounts. Had great intentions of getting so much more done than I actually did, but isn't that life, hey? Should we just get on with it then? First thing to show is the fact that I still haven't finished my Hibernal Socks. I have blocked one though. So here is the most gorgeous blocked sock you ever did see. So I blocked this only a day or two ago. And it has really brought out the cable stitches in it. Blocking is magic for socks. It really is. So obviously I've said this about 3 times now, but I've knitted a size large. So it won't have like quite the stretch around my ankles and legs as a medium would, but I'm so glad that the blocking has brought out the stitch definition. They're knitted in drop snored. And I'm quite close to finishing the second sock. I really tried hard to get it finished for today actually, but then yesterday was just a sweaty mess. So I thought, why am I putting myself under so much pressure? No one wants to knit miserably, so it's not finished. Look how close I am. Like I'm a few centimetres away from doing the toe, so near enough done, you know, near enough done. Obviously looks better blocked and finished, but I do love them. This second sock though is not a perfect match to the first sock. This was mainly holiday knitting, and I took my eye off the ball a little bit. So there's quite a few mistakes in this one. I don't think a non-knitter would ever notice though. But I did drop a couple of stitches here and there, and I had to go back and do the repairs, and it doesn't look perfect. But I'm hoping that blocking will help. Even under the foot, I'm trying to find it now, but I dropped a stitch and had to go back like 15 rows to pick it up. I don't know if you can make it out. It's like a little bulbous stitch somewhere that I'm really annoyed about. You can't tell. But honestly, who's looking underneath your feet? Only weirdos, that's who. Another thing that I've done completely different to on the first sock, where did I put the first sock? When I'm picking up stitches on socks, I don't usually follow the recommended pick up stitch number. So on this, it would have been, was it 18 for a size large, I think? But I just pick up every single stitch that I can and then an extra on the corner, this corner, to try and avoid a hole. Like that's my go-to way to do it, because I like how neat it looks on the join on this where you pick up the stitch. I love how neat it looks from just picking up every stitch, and it just means you gusset. Decreases just last a little bit longer, and so what? Like, who cares? But why didn't I do that on the second sock? Hey, that's what we all want to know. Why didn't I? And the reason is I was knitting a lot on the sleeves of my Farnham sweater. The instructions were pick up 3 stitches, miss a stitch, pick up 3 stitches, miss a stitch to pick up the drop sleeve, right? And then the next thing I did was pick up the stitches on this sock, and for some reason I picked up 3 stitches, missed a stitch, picked up 3 stitches, missed a stitch, so I haven't got as many stitches. What is wrong with me? So they still fit fine. It's another thing that no one would ever notice, but obviously the decreases don't go on for as long. And it is fine. It's not as neat. It is not as neat for me. Where are we? See all along here. It's not as neat. Blocking will cure it, I'm sure, but and I'm no way am I going back to redo it. I'm not that kind of knitter. Make a mistake, move on. Just carry on. I'm not going to mess too much with it. I just want to get them done, to be honest. I have really enjoyed knitting these, though. The yarn's lovely. Bit of a fluff to it, bit of a, what do they call it? Halo. Bit of a halo to it, which is really nice. It's going to be so cozy autumn, winter. And I have the same yarn in orange, and I'm tempted to do the same sock, but I've never knit the same pair of socks twice. I feel like I'm the type of person who'd get really bored. So, if anyone's got recommendations for a very basic cable sock, just like this one, then please hit me up with that because I would love it. These are some of Lee's Hibernal Socks, by the way. As if you didn't know. Very popular sock. And popular for a good reason. They are just so good. So I'll have them I'm gonna have them finished by next time. I've said it on here now, so it's gonna happen. They'll be finished and I'll show you them. Both blocked, maybe even some footage of them on my feet. That'll be in the next episode. Next. I have a nice coffee today, by the way, because of the heat. This iced coffee, I make it myself. I get a iced coffee concentrate in Tesco. It's about £4. Sometimes it's 2 for 1. Brilliant. I got it a couple of weeks ago. And you put like a ½ inch in and then milk, water, ice, whatever you want. I put caramel in mine. But I got asked for ID for it at the till. I was like, why? What's in this? I thought, God, am I buying like a liqueur that I didn't realise or something? And they said, no, it's just come up as like too high caffeine content to sell to anyone. So they asked me Friday and I didn't have any. Couldn't buy it. Had to go back a few days later. Right, so the next project I haven't done much on is the Fishy Sweater. What I have done, knitted in Drops Air, by the way, gorgeous yarn, not a gorgeous yarn for this weather. I mean, I'm not even doing much, but my hands are sticking to this and it is not fun. I have split for the sleeves. If you remember in the last episode, I was wondering how many fish do I knit before I split for the sleeves. And someone brilliant in the comments, so thank you to you, said that I should measure it against like a jumper sweater that I love wearing. And I thought, what a genius plan. So that's what I did. It isn't even a knitted garment, but I've got a sweatshirt that I just love and I wear it to death. And I think it's like a men's size, and I've just cut the bottom off because I don't like it's going up my nose, this fluff. The length of a men's jumper, not that flattering on me because of my shape and height, etc. So I always cut the elastic off. I do it with t-shirts too, cut the bottom a few inches off. And so I've measured it against that, and here we are. So we've split for the sleeves now, and now I'm going to knit the, so this is the back that I'm knitting at the moment. I haven't picked this up for like 2 weeks. So we'll carry on soon, maybe when the weather cools down a little bit. Do some of the back, some of the front. And to be honest, this is one of the patterns that I haven't even read ahead. So I don't know at what stage I do what. Do I sort the neck out before I add the sleeves? Probably should. But still, I'm totally in love with it. The fish theme is still ruling my life. I bought fish things in Portugal for the house. I didn't buy any yarn though, aren't I a good girl? Did not buy any yarn. Just fish themed ornaments for the house. So on to the next. Okay, so if you remember, I picked up a project bag that was hiding under the bed a few weeks ago, and it was a discarded project from last summer that I'm going to finish for this summer. And it is Farnham Sweater, but using the Farnham Tee pattern. So it's a Farnham T-shirt pattern. I'm just making the sleeves extra long and doing something different with the neck probably, I'm not sure. And this is what I took on holiday as well as the sock. It's knitted in drop spell. So it's linen, cotton, and something else, viscose. So it's a really nice, makes a lovely fabric for summer. And I've gone up a needle size, so it's quite open gauge, which I will really enjoy. And it had no sleeves last time I showed you, and you know what? I'm just going to pop it on. So, here we are. As you can see, I've done a sleeve. She's done a sleeve. And I haven't done any decreases at all. And I thought I'm just going to have like a little casual rolled hem. So I just knitted for as long as I wanted and then just cast off. What's more simple than that? So I'm really pleased with this. I blocked what I'd done and I haven't blocked the sleeve, so chances are it'll grow. Maybe like only half an inch to be honest. But I love a long sleeve, like really long. And I'm going to love wearing this. So I had knitted a t-shirt. I hated it. I've never worn it. I should probably frog the yarn if I can even find it. It's probably in the naughty box. I'm not the only one with one of them, am I? Knitting you hate and never going to wear. Stash it in there. That's what happens in this house. So unsure. I thought I'd knit the sleeves because apparently it gives you more of a better idea of how the length's going to be if you do the sleeves first, because it kind of pulls down to the true weight. God, this is so cute. This is so me, this jumper. Do you know, I'm gonna crack on with this. I might even do some today because it's better yarn to use in this kind of heat. Yesterday I was working on that sock and it was squeaking because of my sweaty hands. Disgusting. So what do we think? I'm not going to stand up and show you because there's no much more to see than this. So I knitted a full sleeve on holiday and cast on, picked up the stitches for this sleeve. Going so well. I love it. I really love it. So glad I found it now. I think I've done either the size 3 or the size medium, but I've gone up a needle size on this. Is there much more to say? No, there's not. So here we are again with my gorgeous, absolute favourite thing, my blanket, my granny square blanket. I've added some. Did I show you them last time? Were they stitched on last time? Well, I've made more granny squares to pop on. So That orange drops Nord. I've turned that into a mini square. Why hadn't I already done that? Very unsure with my traces. I've done the lilac that I knitted, it's not the Musselburgh hat, what is it? Stockholm hat. I used this gorgeous lilac. Both of these, I think all of this actually, I picked up from that Blackpool yarn show that I went to. And then this was the purple that I thought was the only thing I'd forgotten about. Turns out I'd forgotten loads. So we finally added this gorgeous purple, which I got to Pokemon themed one, do you remember? Also from the Blackpool show. The jailbreak yarn from All Wool Ends Wool. The reason I'm not showing you those socks is because I haven't even picked them up. They are the black and white striped socks, and they are still perfectly sealed in the project bag from last time I filmed, so what's the point? And the last one is that gorgeous red, cover my face, that's better, red with the white little flecks. And this I bought from the same show, but this, I'm glad I did this actually, because it really shows like the difference in the reds that are coming through. There's some really dark areas, this one, dark bits, and some really like pinkier bits. Really nice, but I don't think this is going to be a hat, you know. I think this might be socks. I can just picture like a Christmassy pair of socks because it's a bit Christmassy reds and flecks of white like snow. How beautiful. So they are all ready. Lovely little pile of delights. All ready to be added into the blanket. I thought I'd show you them before I add them in. And then it'll be nice to show once they're in as well. But it's just a dream to me, this. Everything I've ever bought, all knitted up, crocheted. Keep doing that. Crocheted up into one like heirloom item. That's just going to be passed down and passed down for generations to come. Fingers crossed. It really depends if people appreciate what you've done. Could you imagine spending your entire life knitting something like this, crocheting something like this up, and then you pass it down to your kids and they use it as like a dog blanket or something? Nothing against dogs, always had dogs, love them, but now you're not having this. I'd be mortified. Anyway, let's get on to the only acquisitions I've got to show. So do we all follow What Mustard Made on Instagram? She dyes her own yarn. I've seen her at a few yarn shows. I think I've spoke to her once or twice. She won't remember me. But hello, I really like your things. And she has done a destash lately. So she'd built up a large quantity of other people's like fingering 4-ply yarn, and she didn't know what to do with it all. So, I mean, genius move, to be honest. She decided to make it all into mini skeins, and people could buy like a lucky dip's worth. So I thought that sounds quite fun. I'm going to do that. And I can't remember how much, but it wasn't a lot of money at all. I'll just show you the cute bits that she sent me in the post. So a little, where are we there? Stitch marker, progress keeper in a lovely moon, and some really cute little stickers. I know, so sweet. So it's just look at the drawer what you get, but I'm quite pleased with mine. And it is called the destash Lucky Dip. You get 5 20-gram mini skeins of 4-ply sock weight, and obviously we don't know, you treat them all as hand-dyed yarn because they are, but we don't know exactly like what quantities of what. But I got quite a nice little collection. Obviously the green stands out to me the most. Love that. Absolutely love it. Cannot wait to see what that looks like knitted or crocheted up. We have this. See, this one feels more rustic than the other one, so I wonder what it is. Purples and greens, bit of pink, bit of white. Very nice. That'll come in handy for well, they all will, for toes and heels of socks. Then we've got this really cute little pastel mini skein. It's got bits of aqua, mainly pink. Very nice. And then this one's a beauty. This is the kind of thing I'd pick up. I'd buy. Quite bright, lovely bits of pink going on. Yeah, lovely pops of colour. And then we've got this, which has got that sparkle through it. What do they call it? Spirulina, something like that. Don't know if the sparkle is picking up. So I would never really buy a sparkle. I love sparkles. I love household items with sparkles, clothes with sparkles on other people. Not so much myself. I don't know why. So this is the only one I'm a bit iffy on. But I've got some gems, so I'm not complaining at all. I thought I'd show you all these in their most beautiful form of the mini skein before I ball them up and make some little squares for this. So this will soon be in here. That green is stunning. I love that so much. I'd like to know what it is because I'd buy a full skein of that. So if anyone recognises it, please let me know. And that's about all I've got to show you today. Let's chat about YouTubers for a minute. Let's have some coffee first. So if you remember in the last episode, I decided, wouldn't it be really nice if people started to shout out their favourite smaller sized YouTubers and get word spread about who they like to watch, things like that. And I had spoken about how Amy Knits shouted me out. I mentioned her last week, but I'll put a link back in anyway. But I thought this week I'm going to call out, say hello, and everyone should go and watch Knits by AJ. She gets through that knitting. She is so quick at knitting, and she really has good taste. I love everything she makes. She makes some gorgeous stuff for her little girl as well, and I just I really enjoy. She does a weekly podcast, so you could really go and back watch quite a lot of her stuff. So you've got Knits by AJ, and then I have followed M to the third. Obviously, links below. I've actually followed her, if anyone else is as old as me, to remember the days of Tumblr. It probably does still exist, but who's logged into that in the last 10 years? I think I found her on there originally, and then once Instagram became the thing, I followed her on there, and then she started doing YouTube, and she does some really funny joint podcasts with a guy called Tim. I just think brilliant, so funny. You could have a cup of tea and you feel like you're in the room with them kind of podcast. So that's who I'm shouting out today. AJ Knits by AJ and M to the third. Links below. Go and have a watch. And give me any suggestions. I know someone has mentioned someone already, and because I've been on holiday, I haven't managed to get around to that yet, but I'm definitely going to. But very interested in more. So please do mention anyone you think I'd quite like. And last thing to talk about, I was wondering if anyone is going to the Cumbrian. I'm looking down here all the time because my notes, I've stuck a little note thing there. And I can never remember the name of knitting festivals, but it's called the Cumbrian Wool Gathering. Is anyone going? It's in June 21st and 22nd. I think I'm going to go. I might try and stay over somewhere on the Saturday, but it'd be really nice to grab a coffee with someone. If anyone's going, please let me know. We could walk around together, who knows, because I've got no one to go with. I know, sad times. But anyway, that's everything for today's podcast. I keep promising there's going to be better just any finished objects for next time, but I know I'm getting that sock done. I just know it. So at least one for next time and more mini squares added. I've got so much to work on. I just need the weather to cool down, like by 3 degrees for the fishy sweater to have any progress. So let's not count on that one. But anyway, lovely speaking to you all again. Enjoy the weather, stay hydrated. It's very important. And what will I show on my outtakes? Maybe some more. Oh, I went to a garden centre and took some videos. I'm that age now where that's like the best morning you could have. We dropped our little boy off at school and we were like, garden centre day. So got some lovely flowers. Maybe I'll put some videos in of the lovely plants I've potted up. Got myself a hydrangea. This is how boring I am. Oh, I've just realised we haven't done plant corner. Extra long plant corner next time. Yeah, deal. Okay, bye for now, everyone, and join me next time.